NFTs and crypto have been exploding in the last few months, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of some amazing unique communities who are looking to build each other up and push forward with this new innovative space. But none quite compare to one in particular. One that can offer something most will never have the opportunity to do. NFTs are still wildly speculative, with many not being able to stand the test of time. So if this is going to be a part of our future, we need to look at a company that can stay relevant even through downturns and has the connections to do so. Introducing Ecomi. Ecomi is a technology company looking to bring the digital collectibles from the biggest brands in the world to you through your own phone. The company has been working since 2017 to get their name out there and make friendships with the biggest brands in the world. But why should you pay attention at all to what's going on? First of all, let's talk about the brands. The biggest one that stands out and the one that will catch most people's attention. Veve have already signed with some of the biggest brands in the world, including Disney, DC, Back to the Future, Star Trek, Cartoon Network, Kung Fu Panda, and hundreds of others. And something that not many companies will ever be able to do in their lifetime. Big brands, especially the biggest ones in the world, are still relevant today because they learn how to adapt and use other things to innovate their products, ideas, and IPs for the future. And this is exactly what Veve is allowing them to do, releasing NFTs on their platform with these brands. Recently, they've just started to release golden moments with Disney, with the likes of Homer Simpson, R2-D2, Elsa, and Walt Disney himself. If you have been in the NFT space or you're just learning about it, you should probably already know that partnering with these brands is not some easy feat. And actually, they had been working with signing for Disney since 2018, finally being able to land that contract. And this is something that takes rigorous looking over to make sure this is right for the company and this is right for them and how they are going to move forward. Massive brands like Disney do not just sign with anyone and do not partner with just anyone. Having that ability to partner with these brands shows that this space is something to be paying attention to and something that we might be finding to become more relevant as the years progress. Not only have they signed with the biggest brands in the world and are bringing NFTs from these brands in particular, you are able to have them in your own vault, show them off to other people, make these incredible art pieces through the NFTs that you own. This is one of the amazing aspects of it so far that I've been loving because you're able to really show off your own personality and something that the NFT space is going to allow for more people to do in the future. With the comics that have also been introduced, you can read them all. So if you're someone who doesn't want to have all the physical comics in your house, you can read all the digital comics that you'd like and that you own through the Veve app itself. In the future, you're going to be able to do a lot more with this introduction of the Veveverse, as well as many other things that they're working on over the next decade-long plan. I'm saying decade-long because most NFT projects are never going to be able to last as long as some of the others. And in order to do so, they need the funding and they need the ideas that are going to keep people on the app. The biggest brands in the world with some of the most loyal fan bases are most likely going to be wanting to stay with something rather than a brand that has never been featured in movies, TV shows, or comics. This isn't to say they don't have their downfalls, and there's definitely some things that need to be worked on over the long run. We're looking at 99% of the companies not being able to last more than 10 years. You're going to put your bets on the ones that are able to land the partnerships with the biggest brands in the world. One other thing that Veve do extremely well is bringing in different fan bases to make a loyal collective group of all of us. People who come in from Star Trek, people who come in from Disney, people who come in from Marvel, people who come in from DC are all collectively joining in as one to become this massive community. And that is what Veve is looking to do, as they focus heavily on community engagement. The founders, designers, and more all coming into the AMAs to ask questions, to answer questions, and to bring up some new exciting news that's happening, as well as helping people establish really what Veve and Ecomi are trying to do in this space. This is what leads me on to the next point, and is that it makes collectors out of non-collectors. David Yu is one of the founders of this app and this company, and he has been an avid collector for 30 years and has some of the best friendships in the world with avid collectors all around the world, and his collection is something quite significant in itself. But what they have been able to do is make collectors out of non-collectors. Me personally, I had never collected anything physical in my life. Apart from being sent as Bob Ross Deadpool, which I think is awesome and I've still not opened it, but this is the only thing I really have as a collection. What Veve have allowed you to do is to collect on a mass scale, because you don't need to have it in your room. It doesn't need to be here and it's not going to degrade over time. You're going to be able to use it, put it in your vault, move it about, and nothing will happen to it. You own this NFT in your vault and choose what to do with it within there. Doing so, they've allowed wider access to becoming a collector, and I've started to collect things I never thought I would, including the Powerpuff Girls, Eternals, and so much more. Things I would never have paid attention to if I wasn't able to collect them, see them, buy them, and trade them all on this one app. The world has been moving to the digital space for the last 20 years, but now we're finally seeing the technology catch up with what people are genuinely able to comprehend and do, and this is what NFTs are allowing. They're helping us shift our identity and become who we are collecting. So by me collecting certain things, I'm going to be able to show off who I really am as an individual. Just like OpenSea is allowing us to do, we're able to buy things that resonate with us more and allow us to show who our personality and actual being truly is. What I see in the next 10 years when we have the metaverse is something we spend a lot of time in. We're going to be able to have our houses actually show off what these are and show off our personality through what we collect, which I cannot wait for. And links with Ecomi and Veve themselves, they have their own cryptocurrency token called Omi. Now Omi is a deflationary token, meaning that tokens can be burned over a long period of time, and this is in relation to the Veve app itself. So when people buy and sell collectibles, tokens are actually burned within the Omi system itself, which allows the token to deflate over a long period of time, meaning it's more scarce and probably will be more sought after in the years to come when this starts to happen on mass scales. This will help the coin grow in the long run, and there's some amazing videos talking about the coin itself and really diving deep into what the coin can be in the future if it manages to continue to grow as an app, if all the things that they're planning to do with the Veveverse work out over the long run. There's potential to make life-changing money with this sort of stuff if you're smart about it and get it in from the beginning. And there's still quite a low barrier to entry with the Omi token itself, so it could be an interesting investment to look at and to do a little bit of research on to see if it's something that you'd like to get into. The fact that the Veve app works in partnership with the Omi token and is deflationary makes me really excited for the future to see where this can go and how much of the supply can truly be burned to allow this token to become more scarce and something more sought after for investors. Omi is also not on any of the big exchanges, including Coinbase or Binance, because right now we are on the Go chain. We are now moving to Ethereum layer 2, which will allow us to partnership with these big companies, and by being one of the top 100 cryptocurrency coins, even without these massive exchanges, tells wonders about what this coin can truly do in the long run. Again, please go and do more research on this front, as I'm not going to be going into everything related to the coin itself here, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Veve itself is the only company I've ever been able to know and actually talk with the owners, co-founders, artists, and more. These people are truly collectors within themselves and started with the idea of bringing more collectors to this space and innovating the NFT as a whole. The biggest brands in the world are signing with them, they're getting partnerships left, right and centre, and they're creating their own Veveverse, something that will define how we will collect and how we will interact with people all over the world over the next decade. I see Veve being at the forefront of this, and if they play their cards right and continue to move forward and develop and listen to the community that is wanting to help see them grow and flourish as well, then I can see that happening and being one of the biggest players in the NFT games, even during the times where everything is slowed down. Veve to me has been one of the most interesting and exciting journeys that I've been a part of so far, and why I started this channel as a whole. I'd love to hear more on your thoughts on about Veve and Ecomi, something you're going to pay a little bit more attention to after watching this. I know the video on the screen right now will be something you'll love to watch. Have a fantastic day.